Good morning, friends. It is Monday, October 14th, and I am on vacation today. Today is a holiday where I work, so I'm going to enjoy my day and see what I can get done. Ramses is also here taking it easy, but I thought I would check in with you and show you where I'm at. So I finished planting 4 on my greenhouse of oddities. Last night I did the last of the back stitching, so I'm very pleased with how it's looking. So pitcher plants, summit rat, Venus flytrap, a little fly, and then this big planter here. Really thrilled with how this looks. So I'm going to put this away for now, and I will come back to it another time. But really thrilled that I was able to get planting 4 started and finished, and that I got to work on this again because I love this piece. So after I finished that, I pulled out my Blood is the Life planchette, which is what I designed for Dark October Seance last year. And I ripped out all of the candle flames that I did and restitched them in the color I had originally intended them to be. But for whatever reason last year, I started overthinking it, second guessed myself, did it with a much brighter yellow, didn't like it. It's set for a year, and so now I finally pull it out and restitched it with the color I originally intended them to be, which is this darker gold, which I think works so much better. So now I have this finished, and I'm hoping that today I can do the finishing on it. It's all wrapped up, but this is the planchette board from April at Homestead Needleworks. So I'm hoping I can get this finished on this board, and then I should be able to release this piece in the next week or so, which I'm very pleased about. So what's next? Well, I think the next thing that I'm going to pick up is my Tombstone Spots by Primitive Needle. I had intended to pick this up yesterday because it was Dark 13 stitching, but I needed to finish those other 2 pieces that I wanted to do. So got that done. So today will be Tombstone Spots Day. And I think I showed you this last week, but I'll show you again where I'm at. So this is where I'm at. I'm using the called for weeks threads on 40 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. And you can see this beautiful mossy green here that I'm just in love with. Don't love the mossy green on other pieces of Fiber on a Whim, but it works beautifully for this piece, which I'm thrilled about. So so here's where I'm at, and I just have, you can see I have this bottom portion basically to do. So I'm going to work on this week. We'll see how far I get. I may just keep going on it until it's finished, and then that will be one more thing off of my WIP list. But that's a good bit of stitching, so we'll see. But I'm very thrilled to be working on this again. And while I was looking for fabric for Annie Hyssop, I came across this that I stitched last year. This was the last of the Primitive Hair Sabbath series, and originally this had a big jack-o'-lantern on it, which I didn't love. So I took a raven from one of her other pieces and use that instead. And I'm very happy with it. But I've, as you can see, yet to FFO it. I think this is 40 count ale, if I'm not mistaken. But I've yet to FFO it. So I'm gonna see if I can find some backing fabric for it. And that's another thing I'd like to get done this year. This was actually in with my fabric, like my unused fabric, rather than in with my stuff to FFO. So when I showed all of my things that need to be FFO'd, this was not with them. So I opened this up and I was like, oh my goodness, I totally forgot about this. So I'd really like to find some fabric and get this FFO'd for this year. So for Samhain, in fact. So yeah, that is my plan. We'll see if I can get this finishing done on my planchette today, and then I'll work on tombstone spots tonight. I'm also going to be working on editing my week 2 vlog and putting that together, and hopefully getting that posted today too. So let's see how productive I can be. is Tuesday, October 15th, and I thought I would check in with you. So let's start with books. So I finished reading 2 Twisted Crowns yesterday, and this was so good. So it's a duology. The first book is called One Dark Window. This is the second book, and they are fantasy. So good. Highly recommend. They're probably 2 of the best books that I've read this year. And these books, like the whole time I was reading them, kind of reminded me of a series that is one of my favorite series that I read a million years ago. The last time I read it. Which is, the first book is called 9 Princes in Amber. It's the Amber series by Roger Zelazny. And there's something about the Providence cards in these books. And then I think there are tarot cards in the Amber series. If I'm remembering correctly, I may be remembering a different series, but I think it's in the Amber series. And something about that just really kept reminding me of that series. So now I may have to go back and read that because it's been so long. But if you've read that series, let me know if that's the one I'm thinking of. So anyway, highly recommend this book. Both of these, if you haven't read them yet, highly recommend. So good. So I finished that last night. The other thing that I did last night was I worked on my, I picked up my, what am I trying to say? Tombstone spots. So I've been talking about getting this out on the 13th. Of course, it didn't happen until the 14th, but that's fine. So I got this out and worked on it last night. So basically I did these 2 spirals, and then I had some of this same color left over, so I started the leaf of this big plant that goes here. So that's all that I got done, mostly because I was focusing on reading my book and getting that finished. But I'm anxious to get back to this tonight and really love this piece. So I'm very happy to be stitching on this again. And then the other thing I did was I worked on FFOing my planchette. This is The Blood is the Life planchette, which was an exclusive for the Dark October Seance attendees last year. And I'm going to be releasing this in a couple of days. So I needed to get it FFO'd now that I fixed my candle flames, which I'm much happier with. So yesterday I cut out my template and got this laced onto board with some batting, and then this morning I glued it, so it's all good to go. And this is a planchette board from April at Homestead Needleworks that she made specifically for these pieces, and it has little feet on the bottom just like a planchette. So it can stand up or it can lay flat on the ground, either way. But if you stitch on 40 count, it will fit. So very happy to have that finished. And now I just need to wrap up my chart, get this photographed, wrap up my chart, and get it ready to go. And then the new book that I started, I'm trying not to get the reflection of the light. The new book that I started is Confessions from the Quilting Circle, not spooky reading whatsoever, but my book club, the Sampler Guild of the Rockies book club, is on Thursday, and we're going to discuss this book. So I have 2 days to read it. So I picked this up last night and started reading it. So hopefully it's good and it goes quick. We'll see. So I had a couple other things that I just wanted to chat about, and I'm gonna sit down. But yesterday when I was working on gathering the stuff for my planchette to do the finishing, I just realized once again that my craft closet, which is where I keep all of my things, is a hot mess. And one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about this year is I've been trying to declutter and organize. And of course, the more you declutter, the less you have to organize. But I just have so many things that are either projects that I have planned or things that are unfinished. And I've talked about my whips, of course, but other things like, I have fabric pulled to make project bags with, but it's just, sitting there waiting for me to do that. And I went looking for, my quilt batting so that I could do my finishing on my thing. And then I had to look for glue. And I just keep thinking, if I worked on getting some of these projects out of the closet, like done out of the closet, even just little things like mending that I need to do or whatever, and it's that, like, one less thing that I'm storing. And that has been like a big theme for me lately is, I'm not a minimalist by any stretch of the imagination, but I want everything in my house to be things that are useful, that I enjoy and appreciate, and, have out, whatever. I don't want to just be storing things. And so, I was thinking years ago, I worked on what I called my closet projects, which was like, trying to get little things like that, out of my closet, finish up things, fix broken jewelry, do mending, whatever. And, it worked really well for a little while until I kind of fell off the wagon. But I'm thinking of re-implementing that and, not putting pressure on myself, but just if I can, pull out something, and if I've got threads laying there, put them away. If I've got, mending that needs to be done, do that mending and get it put away. Things like that, to just try to get some of these things out of the closet. If I need to make project bags, maybe just start with the first step on that, like starting to sew it together, order the zippers, whatever I need to do, because I just got to get some of these things out of a place where I'm just storing them, into a place where they can be used, or get rid of them. If it's not something that I'm interested in doing or having or keeping, get rid of them. But I really think that I'm going to try to, and of course fall is the time that I start to really, feel those stirrings of wanting to be productive and get things done. And I feel really motivated and inspired, to work on projects and stuff. And so it's the perfect time to start to kind of implement that. And of course, as the weather gets colder, eventually, maybe, I think it's supposed to be 91 here tomorrow. As the weather gets colder, you know, working on projects like that are indoors, not that I really go outdoors, but working on projects like that are indoors, you know, it's the perfect time of year for that sort of, you know, nesting tendency. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to, you know, just start, you know, pull one project out of the closet at a time, try to, you know, get it dealt with and get it out of that closet because it's making me crazy. So, yeah, it needs to stop. So, trying to just, you know, get some of those things done. I've also been working on, now that I've finished with the Dark October Seance website, I've been trying to work on my own website a little bit and realized that I had never posted about Lie Light or the planchettes that I released last year. So I've finally gotten those posts written and up there. I mean, obviously the charts are available on my site, but I'd never like done an actual post about them on my blog. So I finally did that. And I still need to do show notes for my floss tubes. That's next on the agenda, but I'm just trying to, like, you know, get some things done that have been sitting and needing to be done for a while. I'm just really feeling motivated to do that. So hopefully I will get some momentum and actually get some things finished. So, all right, that's probably it for me today. Like I said, I will work more on tombstone spots tonight, and I'm going to work on getting my planchette photographed and get the chart finished up. So that's, and read this book. So that's the plan, aside from, you know, working a full-time job. So in the interest of full disclosure, I thought I'd just show you some of the things that need to be dealt with. So I have this statue of mine that Ramsey's knocked off the shelf and has been headless and handless for quite some time now. That Ziploc bag that you see up there has the pieces that need to be glued back on. So she just needs to be glued. And I still have my March seasonal blanket on my sheep and my March whimsy up there on the wall. I'm not too terribly concerned with those, but it'd be great if I could get this statue off of my shelf. And then I have other things, you know, that are just sort of stuffed in here that need to be put away and dealt with. But here's the big issue. This is my closet. This is my craft closet. So I have my whip basket and then my overflow of my whip basket. And I have my big tubs of whips in there. And you can see Henrietta here in all her glory. This bag right here is full of like mending and extra thread and what have you that just needs to be dealt with. And then I've got like this basket here that is full of like overflowing threads that needs to be dealt with. And yeah, and my Samhain piece is right here that needs to be FFO'd. And I have this project bag that I need to put away. So you're starting to get the gist. These are all of my finished pieces that need to be framed, and I just need to put this back away. Yeah. I have charts that are down there at the bottom that need to be gotten rid of, either sold or given away or something. It's just awful. So, and every time I need to get something out of here, all this crap has to come out in order for me to get to anything. So this is what I'm saying. It needs to be dealt with. So this is my new project, is trying to deal with this closet. Good morning. It is Thursday, October 17th, and I thought I would give you a little update on where I am. This morning I released my pattern for my new planchette design, which I showed you previously. So I'm very excited about that. Got that going. And then later today, I'm going to be sending out the invites for this year's Dark October Seance. So I'm excited about that as well. Let's see. So the past couple of nights, I have worked on tombstone spots. And I think last time you saw it, I had these two little swirls done, spirals done. So now I have outlined this angel. She just gets completely filled in with, I think, this color, or it could be this color, this green. So I'm sort of saving her for Friday night stitching on my Zoom. But I got her totally outlined. I did this little doodad last night and then did this outline. And this all gets filled in with a couple of colors, so I'll probably work on that tonight. And I did this line here. So if you have looked at the chart for tombstone spots, this line is in the model, but it is not in the chart. And so I don't know if I've talked about this before, but Emily and I decided that we would add it in. So I just looked at the model for placement, and it looked to be, please don't step on this, it looked to be the same two colors as this right here. So that's what I ended up using, is charcoal and stone. So got all that done, and so tonight I should be able to fill in those little diamonds, and then tomorrow night, and then there's a motif here and a motif here, so I'll probably work on those. And then tomorrow night I can fill in that angel. So let me move this before my cat steps on it. And so books. I finished my book for the Sampler Guild of the Rockies book club last night. I think I talked about this. I had like a couple of days to read it, so I whipped through it really quick. It was really good. Very much enjoyed it. And I would recommend it. And I'm glad it was good, because I needed to whip through it, because book club is tonight and I only started this on Tuesday. So finish that. And so next up, I am going to read Black Rose by Karina Haley. This is the sequel to Blood Orange, which I read last year during Dark October, which is a vampire story. It was very good. spicy, and it sort of ended on a cliffhanger. So I've been saving this to read until this October because I thought it would be perfect. So I'm going to start this today, and I have my one of my bookmarks in here from Catherine Karras from her shop. So excited to use my spooky bookmark. So that's going to get started today. And then I had a couple of packages show up since I talked to you last, and one of them was my next book club read. This is the next selection for my book club, the Absinthe and Shadows Literary Society. This is The House at Watch Hill by Karen Marie Moning, which I am very, very excited about. This just came out on October 1st, and so I'm really looking forward to reading. It's her first book that she's released in years in a totally new series, so very, very excited about that. And she's one of my favorite authors. And then I also got a little package from Christine at Hollis Hands Create. And so I got some threads. I needed this one NPI for my next block on Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. And then I picked up a couple of threads that I need for Annie Hyssop, and then a couple of threads that I was out of. And I'm very excited that Piney Woods is green again. For a long time there it was brown. Now granted, I don't think this is the same green that it used to be, but at least it's green and not brown, so there's that. But very beautiful fall color threads. So I need to pull out the ones that go with Annie Hyssop and put those with her. Put my NPI with Shores. And then the fabric that I got is Pumpkin Pie, which I believe is Needle Bling. And I potentially have a plan for this. So, but it was such a pretty color, I just had to get some of that. Sorry for the glare, but I think it's really nice. So very excited about that. My plan for later today, after I get off work and before my book club, is to see if I can find backing fabric so that I can finish my Samhain piece, because this is now in my closet projects pile of things to do. So if I can get this, find some backing fabric, get it FFO'd, then that will be one thing not only off of my FFO list, but also out of my closet. So hurrah for that. So I'm going to see if I can find some backing fabric for this later. So that's it. Ramses has assumed the position, and yeah, looking forward to starting Black Rose. Okay, I do have to laugh at myself because I said that this green was like way more green than Piney Woods used to be. It's because it's not Piney